parents, my name is Mrs. Vroegop. I'm here with my friend Kellyn.
Hi.
And we are going to be talking to you about how to do an interactive read aloud. So many of you are already reading with your students at night. That's awesome. This is just a way to make your reading time just a little bit richer. You can turn that traditional read aloud into an interactive read aloud just by asking questions. And this is especially beneficial if you have a child who has a favorite story that they like to hear again and again. So an interactive read aloud allows us to engage children in text through questioning, and we can do this before, during, and after we're reading with a kid. So it's important to think about books and to talk about books, and this just encourages that skill with students. And it ultimately increases their comprehension or understanding of the text. So Kellyn and I are going to be reading The Carrot Seed. She is a pro at this book by now because she's read it many times with her class, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she has a bit of an edge up on everybody else right now because she's seeing it for like the 5th time. So before I begin, I'm going to ask Kellyn about the story and ask her to do some thinking, and then we'll model for you what this looks like. So Kellyn, this story's called The Carrot Seed. And before we begin reading this, I want you to think about how the little boy feels and how he thinks throughout the story. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So this is The Carrot Seed by Ruth Krauss. She's the author. And Crockett Johnson is the illustrator. He did the pictures. Now remember, we might stop and think at a few points, okay? A little boy planted a carrot seed. His mom said, "I'm afraid it won't come up." Now notice the boy's face. Does he look very worried yet?
No, he looks interested, but I think he's still thinking that it's still going to grow.
So he doesn't look very worried. He's looking interested. He still thinks it's going to grow?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's see if that changes. His father said, "I'm afraid it won't come up." Predict what's going to happen next. His mother said, "I'm afraid it's not going to come up." His father said, "I'm afraid it's not going to come up." What's going to happen next?
Big brother?
Big brother, maybe? Let's read and find out. Oh my goodness. And his big brother said, "It won't come up." You were right, weren't you? Every day, the little boy pulled up the weeds around the seed and sprinkled the ground with water. Now, I want you to describe the boy in as many words as you can. How does he act? How does he behave? What would you say about the little boy?
He's very interested about making it grow, so that's why he's pulling up the weeds and watering it.
He's very interested in making it grow, so maybe we could call him helpful?
Yeah.
Yeah?
He's very curious about the carrot seed.
Very curious about that carrot seed. Is he a boy who seems to get very worried?
No, I think not enough for the story.
Not so much yet? Okay. But nothing came up.
He still looks interested.
He does still look interested. What about him looks interested?
He's still looking at it.
He's looking at where it should be growing.
Mm-hmm.
Good noticing. And nothing came up. How frustrating. Does he look frustrated? Are his eyes down or his arms crossed?
No, his hands are behind his back and he's still waiting.
Still waiting. Oh boy, what a patient friend. Everyone kept saying it wouldn't come up. But he still pulled up the weeds around it every day and sprinkled the ground with water. All right, tell me everything you know about the boy, and you can use the words, "I think he feels," or "I think he is," and tell me everything you know.
Okay. I think he feels that he really wants it to be nice and big and like lots of times for his mother to make a salad and chop it up.
You think he might use it in a salad?
Mm-hmm.
That's a great prediction. I would really want my carrot to come up too. And then, one day, okay, take a look at the picture and tell us what you're noticing.
Like the ground's starting to shake and he's believed in that it might grow.
And now what do you know about plants? If the ground's starting to pop up a little bit, what might be happening?
Maybe like his carrot's gonna like be ginormous, and that's why it's like the ground's like popping up,
Oh, okay.
and it's gonna be big and high.
Look at that, Kellyn. A carrot came up.
It looks like most like a tree.
It almost does.
It's probably a big carrot.
Maybe. Just as the little boy had known it would. Now, the author said just as the little boy had known it would. As and like kind of mean the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I might read it like this. Just like the little boy had known it would. Why do you think the author chose to end it that way?
Because I think that he chose that. That's a good ending, and the little boy believed in it.
And he believed in it, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for reading with me, Kellyn.
You're welcome.
Now, parents, one activity I might do after reading the book is asking students to act it out. If you're doing your read aloud time right before bed, I might not ask students to act it out. But you could find another time in your day when that's a better option for you. If you have older children at home, you could ask some more challenging questions, use a more challenging book. Again, we're trying to get at explicit questions, which are more direct and encourage your child to retell. So like you could be asking questions like, who are the characters in the story? What is the setting? And you can even encourage them to turn back in the text and show you where they found those answers. You could also ask more implicit questions. Those are the ones that require a more deeper level of thinking. Those could be questions like, tell me how the characters are feeling at this point in the story. Why do you think this happened? Those are getting at some skills that are requiring your child to make an inference. And then maybe on the last page, you could say, what might happen next? So Kellyn had predicted that this carrot might be chopped up and used in a salad. So if we said, Kellyn, what could the next page look like? She might say something like, oh, I think his mom's going to make a salad. So again, this is just a way that you can take a traditional read aloud and just make it a little bit more powerful with your child. So thank you very much for reading with us. Kellyn, you want to say anything?
Thank you for reading us. It was a great time.
All right. Have a great night. Thank you.